Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be, I think, my second ever unhaul video. So I'm currently in the process of dwindling down my book collection because, well, one, I'm just really running out of shelf space, and even if I did buy a new shelf, I don't know where I would put it. And two, I have way too many books in my TBR, and honestly, I think some of them are just books that I have lost interest in. I really just want to have books that I love and that I genuinely want to read in my collection. So yeah, that's what's happening. I do have some books that I am a little bit on the fence about, but for those I have something else planned that I want to do. I actually, well, I already tweeted about it, so I might as well just tell you guys. So I am thinking about doing a try chapter tag where I will read maybe like 5 or 6 books that I am a little on the fence about that I've just had on my shelf forever. If I'm not super into the book by chapter 2, I'm gonna DNF them. So that's definitely a video that I want to do and is going to come up in the future. But until then, these are the books that are just like, no, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna give you guys synopsis or anything because for a lot of these, I don't even remember what they're about. So you're also gonna see a theme of these, which I got, I think, the majority of them on the book outlet because, yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna get started. So the first book that I have here is Faded by Alison Noel. I remember I picked this up because I was really interested in the story. I thought that it was incredibly diverse and amazing, but I never read it, and to be honest, I don't know about the representation in this. I already have a lot of concerns regarding this book, but even then I just don't really want to read it. Like, I don't know, I've had this for so long. I've never picked it up. It just doesn't interest me, so that's the first one I'm gonna get rid of. Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac by Gabrielle Zevin. I actually picked this up because when I was in high school, I wrote a story titled Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac, and when I found out that this was an actual book, I was dying to get my hands on it. My story had the same title as this, so I was very intrigued and I wanted to read it, and then I never did. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna read it, so getting rid of that. Next we have one of the book outlet ones, which is Glow by Amy Kathleen Ryan. I picked this up because it was super cheap. Again, this was at the point where I was like trying to build up my collection, and because the book outlet has books that are so cheap, I wanted to get everything, like anything that had an even like remotely interesting synopsis I would pick up. So yeah, this, I don't even remember what it's about. Yeah, I'm just getting rid of it. Next we have a trilogy that I also picked up on the book outlet. I believe it's a trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. It is the Trill trilogy. This is about trolls, I think. I'm not even entirely sure, but again, it's just not a trilogy that I am going to read anytime soon. I'm not really interested, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. But the books are switched. I'm not sure about the order of these two. And then Ascend and Torn. Next we have another trilogy, but I only have the first 2 books of the trilogy. So I have Cruel and I have Altered. I'm not gonna read these. I think this is like a sci-fi dystopian, maybe? Next we have Mystic City by Theo Lawrence. This book, I am not ashamed to admit that I picked up solely based on the cover. The cover is stunning. It is like shiny and beautiful, but I'm just not going to read it. So I might as well just like send it out into the world for someone else to read it when I'm not gonna. Oh, we have another trilogy. Thanks, book outlet. This is the Tempest trilogy. So we have Tempest, and then we have Vortex and Time Storm, which, by the way, can we just cover changes, guys? Really? Why? Anyway, I think it's a time traveling one. So, again, I'm not gonna read it. Okay, so next is a book that I actually did try to read at one point and I just was not feeling it, so I just might as well get rid of it. Let the Sky Fall by Shannon Messenger. I remember not really being a fan of this as I was reading it. I think I only got like maybe a chapter or 2 in, but I didn't really connect with the character at all. So yeah, I'm not gonna finish this. Oh, this one. Okay, this is one that I actually picked up at a used bookstore, I think it was. The only reason I picked it up was for nostalgia. I remember I read this I had taken this out of the library at some point earlier on in my life. It wasn't even a book that I fell in love with or anything. It was just a book that I had read. That was at the moment when I was like finally expanding my library. I was gonna have my own little like library and I was super excited and I wanted to have all the books, and this is a book that I had enjoyed. It was like maybe, I don't know, maybe it was maybe like $1 or something at a used bookstore, and I picked it up, and it is Kiss Me Kill Me by Laurie Henderson. I'm never gonna read it again. I don't know why I picked it up, but yeah. I just remember, spoiler if any of you want to read this for some reason, it was a peanut allergy. That's all I remember from this book. It was a peanut allergy. It's like a mystery. I remember it had like super like catty bitchy girls at like an all-girls high school in England or something. Yeah, I'm just not gonna read it ever again. Last but not least, we have a book that I was super excited to read when I first read it because it's about dragons. And it is Serafina by Rachel Hartman. I picked this up. I was super excited because it's like dragons who turn into humans, and I got through like half of it. I wasn't really feeling it. I put it down to read something else, and then I just never picked it back up. So yeah, I'm never gonna finish this. Yeah, that is it, guys. Those are all the books that I am unhauling at the moment. Let me know if you think I'm making a mistake with any of these books that I mentioned. I mean, there's gonna be really nothing that I can do about it though, because I am getting rid of them pretty soon. Like I'm thinking about going to the used bookstore this week. These are all going away to a better home very, very soon. So that is gonna be it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.